Thank you for watching My News 26. I'm Paula Jasper. Today we're in Ludington at the historic White Pine Village, and joining me is Rick Plummer, the Executive Director. Thanks for joining me, Rick.
Oh, my pleasure, Paula. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome. Now, this is such a beautiful place. When did this village, this project, how did it come about and when?
Well, Rose Hawley began a museum in her home in Ludington back in the 1970s, and then it moved to a couple of other locations there in town, and then eventually, luckily, out here at this wonderful site on South Lakeshore Drive.
Now, where did you find all these buildings? They were all moved here, correct?
Not all of them. The original building is just behind you here. It's the 1849 Caswell home, which was Mason County's first courthouse. So it's original to the site. All of the other buildings, all 29 of them, were moved to the site, but are historic buildings. So you'll see behind us right here is the Cole General Store that was operated here in western Michigan. The other buildings all were moved here at various times. The doctor's office, the William Anderson hardware store, the trapper's cabin, the print shop, the blacksmith shop, the fire station, all moved here to the site.
Now, were these buildings local?
Yes, they were all from West Michigan here. So these are original buildings from the 19th century. The artifacts inside the buildings are original to the period, and some to the actual space themselves. But folks will have a step back in time experience here. It's a wonderful visitor experience to see what life was like in the 19th century.
Now, I'm assuming there's a lot of volunteers that help pull this off.
We have a wonderful team of volunteers, over 125 volunteers who come and help us maintain the grounds, the properties, and who are costume docents at various times. So when you enter the trapper's cabin, there'll be somebody there with a fire roaring in the fireplace, and will tell you what life was like, what that hard Scrabble life was like during the 19th century.
Now, how many visitors do you typically get in a year?
Between 12 and 15,000. But it's one of Mason County and Ludington's untold stories, really. So I would invite all of your viewers to come on out to historic White Pine Village. You're going to have a great visitor experience.
Now, is the village pretty much complete, or do you have a wish list?
No, we're always expanding here. We'll have touring, traveling exhibits and programs all of the time, some of which will happen here on site and others of which we'll take out to various locations and venues throughout all of western Michigan here, throughout Mason County for sure. We have plans for a military museum, so there'll be Quonset huts and other military vehicles. There'll be a timeline, so visitors will be able to march through from the Revolutionary War to the present. We have a Hamlin Lake Cottage exhibit that's getting ready to open, so lots happening out here at historic White Pine Village.
Now, where is it located exactly?
We are on South Lakeshore Drive, 1687. Plug that into your GPSs, but 1687 South Lakeshore Drive. So we are south of Ludington off of Old Paramarquette Highway. So we're right across the peninsula. Here on this peninsula is where Paramarquette himself died, and so you'll see the cross and the memorial to Paramarquette here.
There's a lot of history at this place.
Great history, and it's where history comes alive, really, Paula. And one of the things I like to say is that we have to know where we are today and where we've come from in the past in order to plan for our future. So this is a great way to see what our forefathers and foremothers experienced, so that we can appreciate our lives today and plan for where we're headed tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Rick. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, Paula. Thank you.
Paula Jasper, My News 26 in Ludington.